What is going on, everybody? It is Mikkel here, back with another Funnel Vision episode. I am very, very excited because today we get to dive into the world of partnerships and why partnerships are so important. Typically, partnerships are really led by SaaS companies. It's really kind of, at the end of the day, SaaS companies who really think about how do I create growth through strategic partnerships. But this time, we're going to talk about how we can create growth through strategic partnerships for our agencies. And I have none other than Alex Glenn here, the owner of Partnerhub, and he is here to talk all about partnerships. So first and foremost, Alex, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Partnership. So agencies listening, I mean, if you're growing, if you've been in the game for a little while, you probably have partnership going on. Maybe you have an operation around it, maybe not, but we're going to talk about some things that you can do to increase your revenue on top of partnerships.
Let's start with our typical, we always start every episode like this. So we're going to start you off, put you on the spot. What is your not so humble brag? What have you been able to achieve for clients? What have you been able to achieve for your business? In other words, like, why should people care? Why should people listen to you?
Yeah. I mean, I've been through a number of different career paths. I started as an agency, went into SaaS growth, back to consulting and helping SaaS companies with their go-to-market strategy, and started a community and a service where we were helping partnership teams and CEOs, founders, create this partnership growth engine. And one of our community members actually posted something about needing a place to operate this whole thing that they call partnerships. So that actually snowballed into what is now Partnerhub, which is actually a platform for finding, managing, going to market with other companies. The two user types are agencies like many of you listening, and SaaS companies like Funnelytics. It works kind of like a dating app for partnerships. We've been building for the last 3 years, and we're now up to, I think, 3,000 or so users, 3,000 companies, I should say. And people are really enjoying it. They find it's something that they've never experienced before. And honestly, it's a two-sided marketplace, which are never easy to build. I don't know if you've ever built one of those, Mikhail, but two-sided marketplaces, man, it's not for the faint of heart, I guess you could say.
We could have a whole conversation about this. I used to run not many people know this about me, but I used to have a language app where basically we would connect local language learners with local teachers. So, double-sided marketplace, catch 22. Do you get the teachers on first? Do you get the students on first? It's hard. Both of them require, demands. So I totally get it. So fundamentally, Partnerhub is a marketplace between agencies and SaaS companies. And what are you trying to connect? What are you trying to do between the two? Like, why as a SaaS company do I go there, and why as an agency do I want to be on there?
Yeah, growth, referrals, revenue. At the end of the day is what every one of our users is after. Some of our users, maybe they're not in quite a growth stage and they just really want an organization and management. But if I had to put a pie chart to it, it'd probably be 80+% of our users are there to find referral partnership. Then there are management features, of course, but the real value proposition that we bring to the table is we will make sure to create value and valuable features and valuable environment for top service providers, top digital agencies. And that way, everybody involved is finding revenue driving partnerships. With a lot of partnerships, if you've done partnerships before, most partnerships end up being time suck and not really bearing much fruit. Our job is to screen the companies, make sure that they have the ability to be a good partner, and let the ones that are potential good partners for a number of different criteria in, and then create features and create a matchmaking system to enable those connections to happen and facilitate what we call activating the partnership, which is like you and I chat today, we do a podcast. That's good. Co-marketing. We meet each other. We post it to LinkedIn. Sure, there's some branding stuff that gets done, thought leadership stuff that gets done. That's not activating our partnership. Activating is like, okay, well, after this podcast, why don't we go have a call and go through our shared pipelines and look at some of the deals that we're working and see if any of those could be good for Funnelytics. And if so, let's get them into your funnel. Let's get you on a sales call. Let's figure out a way to introduce and let's activate the partnership by bringing you revenue, right? So a lot of partnerships stay in that pre-revenue kind of just, we're doing stuff together, but we don't really know if we even have any sort of revenue from the actual partnership activity. We're trying to make sure that we can show you that this is what you did together and this is what happened afterwards, and give you more of the partners that can bring you those ideal customer profiles that you want.
Okay. So tell me, just from your perspective, how do you differ between, what's an affiliate, what's a partner, what's a referral partner, what's a channel partner? Like, you hear this term partner and all these different ways that people think about this. How would you kind of classify what it is that you do and how you help agents?
Yeah. So in the tough side, but the tough aspect about a two-sided marketplace is you kind of have to be two different things at once. So we're one thing to the SaaS companies, we're another thing to the agencies. And by that, I mean, we really have to the end value proposition is there, but there's a bunch of things that need to happen for both sides in different ways in order to reach that end value proposition. And we kind of have to juggle both things at once, right? That problem and the difficulty with two-sided marketplace. But you mentioned the nomenclature, some of the words in there that you're using, like channel partners, like that. The backstory of channel is it really came from the software sale, the physical parts the hardware, not software, the physical parts of a computer that needed to be built in order to work. So you'd create what Microsoft and Dell and Hewlett Packard would call a channel, which is, okay, well, if I need to go into a market like Latin America, we need actual people there that are trained up on selling our hardware and putting it together and then servicing it. There were days, I don't know if you remember, but there were days when you'd actually have to bring a computer to a Radio Shack type of a shop and get it fixed or get a hard drive put in or get something done to it, like a car.
Totally.
There were those days, right? And yeah, you could still get a computer fixed, but how many of us have brought a computer in to get fixed, right? Especially if you're Gen Z listening, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But there were those days, and that was the channel. But now what happened was, and I have a lot of content actually on our blog about this, but I think the name it doesn't make sense anymore. It is really it. So the word channel partners is what they're called. Now with SaaS and software kind of adopted that definition, and all of us actually, we just kind of kept the same definition, which means like, okay, I need to go into a market. Again, and he called it geography, Funnelytics. You may want to go into Salesforce as a ecosystem. That's a market for you, or HubSpot, maybe a little more relevant for you. You built this integration with HubSpot. You need to find more HubSpot users. You can do that with SEO, writing content about HubSpot and how to get more analytics done. You can do that with sales, having people just sell direct. Or you can establish indirect channel. And those are agencies, typically service providers. Sometimes the word reseller gets thrown in there. I think the days of reselling, it still happens a lot at your, VoIP call center systems and a lot of trucking companies that need and OEMs for automotive will have reselling going on. Active Campaign kind of has a reselling channel. If you know DataBox, they do have a little bit of a reselling channel, which is essentially Funnelytics. If I'm a reseller of Funnelytics, I can buy 10 licenses at, a non-pricing page price, a discounted price. And then there's ways in which I can then distribute those licenses to my clients. I can give them away. I can sell them. I can sell them at a margin. I can discount them. I can do whatever I want. That's kind of where reselling is with SaaS today. But most agencies that we talk to don't deal with reselling. They don't like the idea of having their credit card number on multiple SaaS. They like to just say, you know what, I'm going to build my services on top of Funnelytics and I'm going to make my money off service revenue, right? And then if you're Funnelytics, if you're a SaaS company, you can say, yeah, okay, that's great. We want you to do that, but we're also going to add another incentive, maybe a commission, right? If you bring a big deal in. So that happens a lot too. But channel, then reseller, and then there's all these other words underneath channel. What we like to say is it's either a partnership, meaning we're actually working together, or it's an affiliate relationship, which means I just went to some landing page and filled out a form and Funnelytics sent me a trackable link and maybe a place I can log into to go to see if any of my customers have bought and maybe export or request a check, a commission check, right? That's an affiliate relationship. I never actually worked with Funnelytics. I didn't, we didn't co-sell or co-market or do anything like that. We're just kind of affiliate, or I'm an affiliate of Funnelytics. So that still happens with SaaS. Of course, there's big affiliate ecosystems out there. But where we live is in true partnerships, which is you join Partnerhub, if you join our ecosystem, the purpose there is to actually get on introductory calls, meet each other, follow one of our strategies for first, let's do something together. Then let's kind of capitalize on what we're doing together and find more lookalike ICP audiences and definitely make referrals happen and continue this process of building a business out of this relationship. That's called a partnership. And we don't use the word channel really much in our business. And I think the new world of agencies, the new breed, especially if you're selling into HubSpot, if you're selling into a Shopify ecosystem, these new breed of agencies are really all about strategic services on top of an ecosystem and working closely with not only the partner managers of that ecosystem, like your HubSpot partner manager, but also other agencies inside that ecosystem, as well as, of course, the applications that are integrated with that ecosystem, like Funnelytics.
So you mentioned something, and we'll come back to this. You mentioned kind of different strategies agencies can use to kind of increase revenue through partnerships, and we'll dive into a little bit of those strategies and how agencies can actually utilize them. But before we do, walk me through a little bit about why you started Partnerhub. Like, what was so you kind of mentioned you started an agency, like most of us do, and then you decided SaaS is better, realizing that SaaS is just as hard and probably more challenging because you have to deal with developers and all that stuff. Then you went and went into consulting and consulting businesses on the partnership model, and then decided to start Partnerhub. So walk me through a little bit of that journey, that thought process. Like, walk me through the timeline, and then what stage were you like, I need to build this tool called Partnerhub, or this marketplace called Partnerhub?
Yeah, definitely. The story of the community and somebody posting really did get the wheels sort of turning. I had consulted with marketplaces in my career with SaaS. I had also worked as VP of growth for a couple of marketplaces. So I had that experience, and I knew essentially if you and I are working in different tools and different systems, we are going to have trouble working together in a partnership go-to-market function, which is complex, it's difficult. So if I'm sitting over here in my ClickUp or Monday in my HubSpot account, and I'm planning and working with my team, and we're doing our go-to-market, and then we get on a call and we're like, you know what? Do a bunch of things together, right? Let's share audiences, let's create content together, let's schedule stuff, let's bring in other team members, and got people I want to refer you to, so I'll email those over and create threads everywhere. That becomes chaos especially if you're dealing with a lot of partners, which are users. One of our agencies has over 300 active partners. They have got a database of, I think, over 3,000, but about 300 are active, which is a huge amount of things going on. There's just stuff going on. So you need a place.
Like a lot.
Yeah. So you need a place to say, here are the third parties that I'm working with, the other companies. Here they all are. Okay, I can open that one up and see what I'm doing with this one and see what I'm doing with that one. And then refer business to this one. And at the same time, I may want to refer the same customer to 5 of my partners because it's my tech stack. And I want to refer them to 5 of these technology partners that I have because they're a good fit for all of them. Then I need to track those referrals and make sure see updates and what's going on. And then I need to quickly spin up conversations with these partners and see who the points of contact are. And then when someone loses their job and is no longer a partner manager, which happens a lot, I need to know who to reach out to. That's Partnerhub's main value proposition, is just kind of who am I partnering with? Where do I go to get more partners? And what am I doing with these partners? And if you're in different systems, it's very difficult, like I said. So it was born out of that pain point of like, how do we create something that both parties will use, both sides will use, but also, you may partner with other tech and agencies will partner with other agencies. We let them do that as well. And we enable that as well. But how do we create something that's going to be awesome for you and your partners so that you can actually bring in more partners? Well, and then when you bring in one of your partners, maybe that's a good partner for me. And that means a marketplace. That means, a directory, a place where I can actually filter out and see who in Partnerhub is one of my ideal partner personas, quickly reach out, and hopefully they like the idea of getting on an introductory call. And then if we form that connection, we've got tools that we can use to facilitate that go-to-market together, right?
Do you allow agencies, and this is just for me, actually, I'm picking your brain here. Do you allow agencies to build a kind of directory with your software? Like, so can I have a front-facing Funnelytics, quote unquote, directory where all of my partners are listed and people can search for them and all that stuff?
Yeah, definitely. And yes, that is a feature. It's called Partner Directory. You can publish it at any time, turn it on or off, showcase some partners, disable others, use it to drive leads back to your partners, which means you're a good partner, which means they're going to want to send you leads, but also use it to capture leads for yourself. And the great thing about Partnerhub, which is we don't allow our users to kind of just do this on their own, but we are more or less a CMS for partnerships. It's called a partner experience platform. So we have the ability to push landing pages up. We can create an entire website on top of Partnerhub. If you really want, you can have a fully private labeled version of Partnerhub. You can create your own hub for whatever ecosystem you're in. It's called the PXP framework that we have. So you can be in the main marketplace and be one of the users of Partnerhub. It's basically our version of the framework, our branded version. But if you're a larger ecosystem and you have your own affinity, you have your own partners, you can break off onto your own Partnerhub and have super admin privileges and decide what your partners look like and what they're able to do.
Interesting. Okay, so let's dive into this. So obviously this is fascinating. Very few agencies really think about partnerships as the main driving force of their business. They'll think of referrals in a sense of like, I did a good job for you, so send me a couple referrals and it'll be, that'll be kind of quote unquote the main thing. So tell me a handful, what are your top 3 column strategies that an agency can really use to increase their revenue from partnerships, not thinking the traditional, like, I'm just going to ask my client to send me a referral.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that our top agencies and SaaS too? I mean, a lot of these strategies will be used by both agencies and SaaS, but I'd say the top 3 things that both sides are doing to increase revenue from partnership. I'd say number 1 is starting with intention. Too many times, I think, like, you get on a call with an agency and you guys, you both want to like each other. You both want the other to like, you, and you start making promises and throwing stuff out there. And let's do this and let's do that. And I have this client for you and I have this customer for you. And you can get into this. And, you kind of just leave the call super excited about the potential for the partnership, but there wasn't any real plan put into place. So we call this a partner memorandum. It's like any partnership in a company. You create a plan. You say, you know what, you're going to own this much. I'm going to own this much. And you're going to be this title and you're going to have these responsibilities. And I'm going to be this title, just like that. So we even have templates for it and we even productize this. So a lot of the stuff that we talk about on our blog, there's an actual feature inside Partnerhub that allows you to take a strategy that we recommend and execute it inside the product. So the partnership memorandum is a perfect example of that. So you list out what personas you're aligning on going after together, what markets, what geographies, any limitations there. Like, you may not be localized in Spanish, but I'm big in the Spanish market. So maybe our partnership is focused more on the English speaking markets, or maybe you don't have a Salesforce integration. I'm HubSpot and I'm a Salesforce partner. So I got to document like we're working on the HubSpot stuff with you. If it's a Salesforce user, maybe I take them to a different product. What specifically are we going to do for promotion? Where am I going to talk about you? When am I going to talk about you? And what medium? What backlinks am I going to use? Who am I going to tag in my posts? Really drill down, like, what is our partnership? What the end goal is. Are there any KPIs around that, right? And what am I tracking? What are you tracking? So we have a template. It's Google Doc. In the article, we'll probably put in the show note. We can do that. But then in that Partnerhub, it's part of the product. The next one is a land and expand strategy. Again, part of the product. We call it the feature connections. It's really where if I partner with Funnelytics, meaning I call it a partnership, it's just a connection inside Partnerhub. We don't really know what you guys are doing together as far as admin. We just know you guys are connected and you're probably having your own stuff going on. But if you connect with another user of Partnerhub and they have this feature turned on, you get to see their partner. So you say, okay, well, I'm partnered with Funnelytics and Funnelytics is in the HubSpot ecosystem. And I may be new to the HubSpot ecosystem, but Funnelytics has been there for a couple of years or whatever. Well, chances are Funnelytics has more partners inside of the HubSpot ecosystem than I have. So then I can go to your profile and right on tab number 1 in your profile, it says connections. I see everybody that you're also connected with inside Partnerhub. You can click on those profiles. I can review them. And if I feel like they would be a great partner of mine, I can click intro request and ask you to introduce me. So it's called land and expand because instead of you just going into an ecosystem, as I'm going to find this person on this directory and then I'm going to go over to here and find someone else and strike up conversations one-to-one. That's, okay. It takes a lot more time. What's a much better strategy? You find that one core partner inside of an ecosystem and get a good relationship established with them, and then ask them who else they're partnered with that they think you would be a good partner for, and get those introductions. Because what that does is it surrounds the customer. Meaning, if I partner with Funnelytics and Funnelytics is already partnered with this company over here, if I strike up a relationship with that other company, chances are Funnelytics and that company have shared customers already. Now I enter that world. And both of them are partners with me. They both know me. So if any of their customers, they'll go to Funnelytics and say, I need, HubSpot integration. Who do you know? And you'll say my name because I'm the HubSpot integration specialist that you're partnered with. And that may get them to reach out or ask for an intro. Maybe, maybe not. But if they go to that other partner and they say, who do you recommend? And they say me as well, chances are that customer is going to come my way, which is good for acquisition, but it's even better for retention because once that customer says, I'm not really happy with Funnelytics and I'm on a call with them, I can say, I'm a solutions partner of Funnelytics and let me help you. Let me make sure that you get this connected and set up correctly. And then maybe I'm not on the call. Maybe they're on the call with that third partner and that third partner says the same thing. It's like, no, go to Alex. Alex can help you get the Funnelytics set up working And now Funnelytics doesn't lose a customer because of those two partners that they had. And that backs into the third strategy, which we call circles, right? A circle is where 3 or more partners are all in cahoots and working together on shared pipeline, which is essentially saying, okay, I got to get Funnelytics, and then I got to get to know who Funnelytics knows and get partnerships established there. But now let's all get together and say, what deals can we work together? And let's use our combined partnership to get after bigger deals. So if Funnelytics wants to go upstream or go into a new market, well, you're going to need partners to do that. And you're going to need partners that know each other to make sure it's all streamlined and really well executed. And we provide the product for that, but you can do it without Partnerhub. You just make sure you align, memorandum, you connect with partners of partner connections, and then you guys get together in this kind of group of co-selling motions and go-to-market motions and share resources and make sure you're continually communicating well and executing on what you planned.
And all of that is facilitated in Partnerhub.
Yes, that's the best part. You know, we talk. What is it? What's the phrase?
You walk the walk, and I don't know, something about talking and walking.
Something like that. But yeah, once we come up with a strategy, like the connections one was recent, I was like, land and expand strategy. I wrote an article about it. I was talking to my CPO. I was like, this needs to be something we allow users to do inside of Partnerhub. Why aren't we showing partners and allowing them to make intros and then putting those into groups and allowing them to share pipeline?
Yeah, that's great. Honestly, we come to time here, and it's been very interesting because, again, most people don't think about growing their agency pipeline through partnerships, and Partnerhub was designed and built specifically to make that happen. So, Alex, where can people learn more about Partnerhub and about you?
So partnerhub.app is the main website. There's links to all this stuff. If you look down below this, there's probably some links down there. I'm active on LinkedIn. I don't do X or Twitter very much. I have a profile there, but I'm not really there. LinkedIn is all I have time for. And
Me too, man.
Yeah, and we have a giant Slack community too, where some people may not be ready for Partnerhub. I get it. We've got partnerhubhq.slack.com. You can join. If you're an agency, we have a whole channel just agencies. If you're a SaaS, we have a whole channel just for SaaS. And then we have intros and job boards and stuff that you can check out. So if you really do want to, test the waters, so to speak, get into the Slack group, meet some people in there, learn what we're doing. We also host matchmaking events, speed networking events, where you meet partners every 3 minutes. You meet a new partner, and they're ecosystem specific. So we typically HubSpot speed networking and Shopify speed networking.
Very interesting. Very cool. Well, Alex, thank you so much for sharing all this. This has been very insightful. And everybody listening, you now have a new tactic to deploy, which is partners. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.